36 male, and my life took a turn I never expected. It's not that I didn't see the red flags, I just ignored them. My ex-wife, my brother, the subtle glances, the inside jokes they thought I wouldn't catch. But when your wife of 7 years betrays you with your own blood on your wedding anniversary, that kind of betrayal changes you. It destroys something inside you that never quite heals. Fast forward years later, when I had finally rebuilt my life, she reached out. And not just for a casual, "How have you been?" No, she wanted something. And that was her biggest mistake. The betrayal. Let me back up. I married my ex-wife when I was 27. We had what I thought was a solid relationship. No major fights, good communication, and we had just started talking about having kids. My brother, 34M now, 29 at the time, was my best man, my best friend growing up. We were always close, or so I thought. Our 7th anniversary was supposed to be a special night. I had booked a fancy dinner, made plans to surprise her with a weekend getaway. But she suddenly got sick. Headache, nausea, the whole act. I didn't push. I kissed her forehead, told her to rest, and decided to go see a friend for a drink instead. Then, the universe intervened. I left my wallet at home. I came back to grab it, and that's when I saw it. Her car wasn't in the driveway. Confused, I checked my phone. No messages. I drove around, thinking maybe she wanted to get medicine. But my gut told me something was off. I drove past my brother's place just out of curiosity. And there it was, her car parked right outside. Something inside me cracked. I pulled into the lot, heart pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. I walked up to the window, and there they were. She wasn't sick. She was very much awake. And she was very much wrapped around my brother. I didn't barge in. I didn't make a scene. I just stood there for a moment, letting the image burn into my brain, feeling something inside me die. Then I pulled out my phone, took a picture, and left. That night, I packed a bag and left. I didn't say a word. The next morning, I sent her the picture and a simple text. "We're done. Enjoy your new life." The aftermath. Divorcing her was the easiest decision I ever made. No kids, no major assets tied together, and thanks to my lawyer, I walked away clean. She begged, cried, claimed it was a mistake, that it only happened once. My brother? He tried to justify it, said we had grown apart, and that he had always felt a connection with her. I cut them both out. No contact. As far as I was concerned, they were dead to me. It took years, but I rebuilt my life. Got a promotion at work, traveled, met better people, bought a vacation home in Florida, a nice beachfront place I had always dreamed of. I finally felt at peace. Then, out of nowhere, my ex-wife messaged me. "Hey, I saw on social media that you bought a vacation home. Congratulations. We should catch up." I stared at my phone in disbelief. She had some nerve. I didn't respond. But that was just the beginning. She didn't stop at just one message. Over the next few days, she tried different angles. "I know things ended badly, but I'd really love to talk. I miss you. I've been thinking about us a lot. I made a huge mistake, and I regret everything. Can we just meet?" Each message made my blood boil. But I wasn't stupid. I knew she didn't just miss me. She had ignored my existence for years, and now, the moment she saw I had a vacation home, she suddenly wanted to reconnect. I didn't respond. Instead, I did a little digging. Turns out, life hadn't been kind to her. After we divorced, she and my brother actually tried dating. It lasted less than a year before he cheated on her with one of her friends. Poetic justice. She tried moving on, but relationships didn't stick, and from what I gathered, she was struggling financially. Meanwhile, my brother? He was on his 3rd failed engagement and drowning in debt. So of course she missed me. She didn't miss me. She missed the stability, the comfort, the fact that I had moved on and thrived while she had crashed and burned. Then, things escalated. One day, my phone buzzed. A call from my brother. I let go to voicemail. Then another, and another. Eventually, curiosity got the better of me, and I played one. His voice was shaky, a forced casualness hiding something beneath it. "Hey man, I know it's been a while, but I think we should talk. Put the past behind us. I heard about your new place. Congrats. Anyway, call me back when you get a chance." I didn't call back. Then, a few days later, I got another message from my ex-wife. "I'm in Florida for a bit. Would love to see you. Maybe check out your place. It looks amazing. That's when it clicked. They weren't just reaching out. They wanted something. I was done playing nice. It was time for payback. The trap. I replied for the first time in years. Hey, long time. You're in Florida? That's crazy. We should definitely catch up. She took the bait instantly. Yes. How about at your place? I'd love to see it. Of course. Let's do dinner there. Bring my brother too. Let's make it a reunion. The moment she agreed, I set my plan in motion. First, I called a lawyer friend and asked about Florida's stand your ground laws and trespassing statutes. I want to make sure I was covered legally. Then, I reached out to an old buddy who was a realtor and got some useful info. Turns out the vacation home market was booming, and I could make a killing if I decided to sell. Then I got cameras installed. Not just inside, but outside too. Motion sensors, audio recording, the whole setup. If they tried anything, I'd have proof. Finally, I prepped my house. But not for a nice dinner. The payback. The day came, and sure enough, my ex-wife and my brother showed up. She was all smiles, dressed way too nicely for a friendly catch-up. My brother was wearing that smug, fake friendly expression I remembered so well. Wow, this place is amazing, she gushed, stepping inside. I smiled. Glad you like it. You know, it's funny, when I bought it, I had no idea it would come in handy like this. They exchanged a quick look. I saw it, the greed in their eyes. Dinner was casual at first. Fake small talk, reminiscing about good times, which I ignored. Then finally, the moment I had been waiting for. So, my brother started, we were thinking, since we're both in between places right now, maybe we could stay here for a little while. I almost laughed. My ex-wife jumped in. Yeah, just temporarily. We could even help with upkeep, cook, clean, make it a real family thing again. There it was. The entitlement. The audacity. They actually thought they could waltz back into my life and leech off me after everything they had done. I leaned back, pretending to consider it. You know, that's an interesting idea. Their faces lit up. They thought they had one. Then I dropped the hammer. But actually, I just sold the place. Silence. My ex-wife's smile froze. What? Yeah. Funny story. After you reached out, I realized I wasn't using it enough. My realtor buddy told me the market's hot. So I found a buyer immediately. Just finalized the deal this morning. My brother's jaw clenched. Wait, so you're not keeping it? I grinned. Nope. But hey, thanks for reminding me to sell. It was a great investment. My ex-wife's face twisted. You knew we wanted to stay here, and you sold it anyway? Oh, I didn't just sell it. I made a huge profit, over double what I paid. I stood up, stretching. Which reminds me, I need to head to my new place in Hawaii soon. Figured I'd upgrade. Florida's too crowded anyway. They looked like they wanted to kill me. My brother stood up, fists clenched. You're a real piece of work? You know that? I laughed. Oh, I'm the piece of work? That's rich coming from the guy who slept with my wife on my anniversary. That shut him up real fast. My ex-wife went for guilt. I really thought we could fix things. I miss you. I stared at her. No, you miss what I had. Big difference. Then, for the final touch, I grabbed my phone. By the way, I recorded this whole conversation. So if either of you even thinks about trying anything, legally or otherwise, you'll regret it. My brother turned red. You're unbelievable. I shrugged. No, I just learned my lesson. And you too. You're still the same parasites you were years ago. I opened the door. Now, get out. They hesitated, but I just stood there waiting. Finally, they stormed out. My ex-wife muttered something under her breath, but I didn't care. I watched them walk away, empty-handed, defeated. And it felt damn good. The aftermath. After that night, they both blocked me. Not that I cared. A month later, I closed on my new home in Hawaii. Bigger, better, completely out of their reach. Some betrayals never heal. But sometimes, life hands you the perfect chance for payback. And trust me, nothing feels better than watching the people who wronged you get exactly what they deserve. If you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe, unless, of course, you're an entitled ex or a backstabbing sibling. In that case, keep walking.